of 8 3-minute rounds. Introducing firstly in the blue corner, wearing the royal blue trunks trimmed with white, coming from Las Vegas in the United States of America, weighing in at 14 stone 5 pounds, bringing to the ring a 48-fight professional record, 38 wins, 28 by way of knockout, with 9 losses and 1 draw. He's the former IBF Cruiserweight champion of the world, presenting and introducing King Arthur Williams. And his opponent, ladies and gentlemen, across the ring in the red corner, wearing the all-white trunks, fighting out of Bermondsey in South London, weighing in at 14 stone 3 pounds, bringing to the ring an outstanding record, 9 big knockouts from 9 contests. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the new sensation, David Haye. The referee for this contest, Mr. Jeff Hines, and this is 8 3-minute rounds.
Gentlemen, join me. Gentlemen, 8 rounds or less. Protect yourself at all times. Obey my commands at all times. Any questions here, David? Any questions, Arthur? Touch gloves, good luck.
Well, no questions from the participants, but 1 or 2 questions are going to be asked of David Haye this evening.
David, in your corner. Stay right there.
Referee Jeff Hines insists that they both go to their corners before the timekeeper rings the bell for the start of this scheduled 8-rounder. And it's not surprising for a man in his 10th professional contest to meet a man who's fast approaching the half-century. But normally, when you put someone like David Haye against a man who's approaching almost 50 contests, you expect him to have been, well, a bit of a journeyman, but not so. The man they call King Arthur Williams, born nearly 40 years ago in Pensacola in Florida, and now boxing out of Las Vegas. And his record is very impressive. Former IBF Cruiserweight champion and twice a loser to the outstanding Orland Norris for the WBA crown. And as David Haye, Duke McKenzie, bitten off more than he can chew?
Well, we're about to find that out. You know, what Williams fails to remember is that, you know, all achievements are eventually surpassed and all records broken, all reputations fade.
Very good right hand by David Haye, who has taken a shot or 2 in his time and hasn't liked it. This is good stuff from the youngster. It's been nearly 3 years since he won the World Silver Medal in the Amateur Championships in Belfast, losing to the excellent Cuban Orlanier Solis, having had the Cuban down. And Haye has won 9 out of 9, all inside the distance. And in those 9 contests, he's had only 17 rounds of boxing. And he's trying to get big Arthur Williams out of here pretty quickly.
Well, Haye's got to be just a little bit careful in as much as...
Oh, what a performance by David Haye. Williams has nothing to answer. This is the most spectacular demolition of a man who's been in with everyone. Comes here after a hard 10-rounder in Russia, and Haye is threatening to dethrone the man they used to call King Arthur when he was right at the top of the Cruiserweight division. This is David Haye at his most focused.
Well, Haye's showing him absolutely no respect whatsoever. He's just walking through him.
Well, despite his advancing years, Williams is still rated in and around the top 20 in the world. David Haye in the 60s. A victory tonight for David Haye would leapfrog him up some 40 places in the cruiserweight rankings and will put shivers of fear into a lot of cruiserweights around Europe and around the world, because Haye threatened to end this contest in the first round, and there's still 40 seconds to go, and he might yet do it. Williams is wincing under the power of the Haye punches, and Williams so far hasn't thrown a meaningful shot. And remember, we did see David Haye get knocked down when he had his defense all over the place a couple of contests ago. But this is David Haye looking extremely competent and extremely tough and extremely focused. Williams has had no time to get himself composed whatsoever.
Well, Haye started off obviously nice and snappy, nice and fast, looked to stamp his authority straight away.
A good opening round by David Haye against quality opposition, and probably his best 3 minutes of professional boxing. Well, at ringside we've got a former British and English teammate, the reigning European, or the reigning Commonwealth, I should say, super middleweight champion Carl Froch is with Mike.
Carl, Haye started very ferociously, but has Williams ridden the storm, do you think?
He's ridden the storm, but I mean, David always starts really fast and ferocious, comes out with big bombs, and in this particular contest he's able to just do exactly what he wants. There's nothing coming back for him to think about at all, so he's able to tee off, throw his big shots, and unless Williams starts coming back with some punches, he's going to be out of there pretty soon, I think.
Williams is looking a bit flabby. Does that give us an idea of how he's prepared for this?
Yeah, he's probably not prepared well at all. I mean, he's about 40 years old as well, I believe. He's not really on form, so if he's able to do what he wants, David, it'll be all over. You know?
Thanks, Carl.
Arthur Williams comes out of the blue corner wearing the blue trunks under severe pressure from David Haye. He comes here to the UK for the first time. He's been in Russia recently, lost to a very good prospect, Vadim Tokarev. A unanimous decision over 10 rounds, but David Haye threatened to take him away in the opening round, and as has been mentioned by Carl Froch, there's a little bit of flab around the middle of Arthur Williams, but he is almost 40 years of age.
Yeah, we got the old campaigner against the young, bright star.
Yeah, Williams coming forward now for the first time. Nearly got himself demolished in that opening round. That's a good shot by Williams. So the last thing they say in boxing, cliched and ancient though it may be, is the last thing you lose is your punch. And Williams can punch a little bit. He's at 27 KOs from his 38 pro wins, and Haye has to be very careful. Different tactics by Haye. He's actually eased off a little bit.
Yeah, he's shown different tactics in this round. You know, he knows he had a big first round, so he's just having a bit more of a feel out in this round. He hasn't gone crazy. He's boxing a little bit more intelligent in this round. I think this is actually a better round for him than the first in terms of where he's actually going in this round. He's just taking centre of the ring and he's not doing anything crazy. He's just waiting to see what comes back his way and looking to land the counter punches now.
Haye still leaning in behind that left hand of his. You always get the impression that somebody, and Carl Froch is another prime example, who's got a low left hand. If you throw it, you've got to get it away quickly.
Absolutely, but see, you got Williams has got his right hand cocked, and he knows where David Haye's left hand is. If he gets an opportunity to land the right hand, he'll throw it.
Good blocking by Williams. Haye going round the corner with that right hand of his, didn't land. Haye, remember, the current English Cruiserweight champion, who is back into the ring after a first-round demolition of Hastings Rossani. Good stiff jab by David Haye into the battle-worn and battle-scarred face of big Arthur Williams. Haye was just 9 years of age when Williams made his pro debut way back in 1989. Right by Haye, wasn't a million miles away. Williams looking anxious. Wonderful round the corner left by the considerable prospect. Oh, wonderful. Body and head, doubled it up beautifully, David Haye. 30 seconds to go to the end of this round, and having just looked for the opportunity, Haye has taken his opportunity.
But these are blistering hand speeds from David Haye. You know, nice 2, 3, 4 punch combination there, but he's found a beautiful left hook to the head and to the body. It's good control boxing from Haye. Just moving out of range beautifully there, coming back with a 1-2.
Yeah, step, swayed away and then step back in very quickly. And again, Haye looking for that soft target, which is around the middle of Arthur Williams. It's been another tough round for this veteran American. And another very good one for the boy from Bermondsey. What's Adam Booth saying there?
Relax your mind, relax. Eight rounds of that. Don't force it, let it flow. Focus all the time. That's why easy. Huh? That's why you can make it easy for you, you can make it hard for yourself. It's up to you. You concentrate, make it easy. Okay? Once you've done some quality work, walk off it.
Well, that's pretty good advice. Don't force it, but when he does force it, he looks very impressive, David Haye. There's that left jab of his straight into the face of Arthur Williams, looking for the opening. That was just on the button, but look at that variation. Went to the waistline, then the hook to the head, and then the right to follow.
Score is 10 seconds. Seconds out, round 3.
Well, the interesting thing as well, Duke, about this contest is that Arthur Williams has actually boxed as a heavyweight. He's lost a decision to Chris Bird, so he's been a lot heavier than he is at the moment. He's a couple of pounds heavier than David Haye, who looks in splendid condition at 14 stones and 3 pounds.
Yeah, he certainly does. As you said before, Williams has boxed in a high calibre, much higher than David Haye, who's got a wealth of experience, former world champion, obviously, as we've already said. But so far, Haye's not overawed at all. He just seems to be enjoying this.
Haye, a veteran of 2 World Amateur Championships. 99 in Houston when he lost to the eventual gold medal winner, and a couple of years later in Belfast when he took the silver. Best any British boxer has done in the World Championships.
Every now and again, Williams just tries a looping left hook over the top of David Haye's right hand. He hasn't had any real success with it, but there it is again. He tried it again.
Did you get the impression, Duke, from what Adam Booth said in the Haye corner, that he's quite happy for his man to go the 8 rounds and get the all-important work under his belt?
I think so. I think so. Because what we're seeing from Haye again, it's just controlled aggression. It's nothing erratic like we've seen before with him when he gets a little bit too right-hand happy. He's controlling this fight.
Wonderful expression of concentration on the face of David Haye, which has very rarely been ruffled.
He's like a poker player in this fight. He's just staying absolutely straight-faced and not showing his cards. He just whips in a nice little flurry and gets back out of range. The left hand still for me is much too low, but you know, hey, that's David Haye all over.
Well, I think Haye certainly is holding most of the aces in this stage. Wonderful speed with that left round the corner of the right hand of Arthur Williams.
It's youth against experience.
Yeah, Williams has lost recently to some very good men. The current IBF champion, Kelvin Davis, and also the excellent O'Neill Bell. He's lost twice to him and was stopped twice by him, but apart from Bell and Vasily Girov, very few people have actually stopped him. And Williams is showing signs. Oh, that was a great shot by Haye with the right hand. That his face is really taking a lot of hard shots, and I'm not sure that Williams really fancies going the 8 rounds. If Haye can catch up with a great uppercut by Haye, he is showing terrific variation against a wily old, albeit perhaps just past his prime campaigner. Good right hand. Oh, this is surely the referee must stop this. Jeff, I'm just having a look at it. That was a ferocious left hand, and what a victory for David Haye. Whether or not Williams came here with any genuine appetite or any genuine ambition, well, is a matter for serious debate. But what is not a matter for debate is how good is David Haye. That was a terrific performance against a man with, well, 40 more professional contests, a former world champion, a former world contender, against a comparative novice into double figures in his professional career just this evening. What an onslaught that was from David Haye. Head and body shots, and Williams, all of a sudden, the years caught up with him. You cannot deny that at 40 he was certainly well past his best, and Arthur Williams really didn't want to know, and well, the referee Jeff Hines had no option but to end this contest.
Well, it was an exceptionally brilliant fight by David Haye in terms of where he was in the ring. In terms of ring generalship, he was perfect. In terms of timing, he was even better, and his punch power was just absolutely spot on. Never wasted a shot all night. Showed great control. Very, very impressive. Look at that left hook right round the houses.
Well, Arthur Williams really covered up, and he'd be pretty pleased that the referee stepped in and stopped this particular contest. So 10 out of 10, 10 wins, and at ringside once again with Mike Costello was a very delighted, I'm sure, Carl Froch.
Carl, a 3rd round stoppage on paper looks terrific. Was it that good a performance?
Well, like I said earlier, the guy didn't really come to fight. He didn't really throw a punch, so Haye was able to do what he wanted when he wanted. And if you let David Haye work, that's what happens to you. You get stopped.
But a good win all the same.
Definitely on paper, it's a very good win. But the opponent wasn't live at all, so there you have it. You know.
Okay, let's get the official announcement from Mike Goodall.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 2 minutes, 48 seconds of round 3, in the interest of Arthur Williams' own safety, the referee has stopped the contest. The winner and undefeated, making it 10 out of 10, the new sensation, David Haye!
Well, he'll be pretty pleased with that performance, David Haye.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Arthur
your
Williams
appreciations, please.
is a
Arthur
serious
Williams.
name to have in your record, even though Williams might be close to 50 contests or might be close to pulling down the curtain on a very distinguished career. But I think a lot of people will look at David Haye and think, well, this is a serious man to be looking at.
Well, he's got a former world champion scalp on his CV now, which does look impressive. Okay, we know that he was the wrong side of 40, you know, but he's been in with some very good opponents, and David Haye just boxed him and just took him out with consummate ease.
Well, Arthur Williams, I'm sure, won't have any complaints. It'll be very interesting just to hear what Arthur Williams has to say about David Haye and his performance. But in the meantime, we've got David Haye, who's made his way to ringside, and he's with Mike Costello.
David, a third round stoppage will look excellent on paper. That will reverberate around the world. What did you make of your own performance?
That was the plan. To be honest, the British scene as it is, fighters aren't fighting competitive fights. They're picking guys they 100% know they can beat, whereas I'm looking at changing that trend and fighting, bringing over quality American fighters and making a stamp on not only the British scene but the world scene.
Now, you started really quickly and then seemed to just ease off slightly.
Yeah, that was the plan. I was going to go out, fluster him early, and then go back to my game plan, which was just to stick it behind the jab, feint, look for the opening, and don't rush anything. He's a very tricky operator. If I would have made any mistake, he would have definitely landed on me. He caught me with a couple of shots when I wasn't fast enough to get out of the way, where I wouldn't be getting caught with those shots against someone of a lesser opponent. So it needs someone like King Arthur to come out and show me what I need to do. And I felt I improved so much in this fight. If you compare that, for me, this feels like my first professional fight. All the guys I was fighting beforehand were journeymen, and I didn't get any satisfaction out of that. This now was my opportunity to show myself on the world stage against a quality guy like King Arthur, and I felt I rose to the occasion and did what I had to do to get the win.
Let's have a look then at how your first professional fight ended.
Yep, the uppercut. Missing. I was just looking at flustering him. I knew he was hurt, so I just wanted to keep the pressure up. I remember throwing a big long left hook, this one I think. Yeah, and that was the shot it's a shot me and Adam Booth I've been working on in the gym. It's a great team I've got, Adam Booth, Chris Walton. You know, it's just a real strong team, and we're just going to the top. There's no stopping me now. I like the likes of Miguel Cotto from the States. He fights the best possible opposition all the time, and he's ready for a world title shot now. I'm not looking to have a 30, 35 padded out record before I fight for a title. I'm looking at fighting by the end of the year. My plan is to be world champion. So to get into that stage, I'm going to have to really put my pedal to the metal, you know, and just keep fighting top guys to get there.
Let's talk to Arthur Williams, who was on the end of all that. You've been in with prospects and champions both, Arthur. What did you make of David Haye?
Well, I see that he's an upcoming fighter, and he's not just an ordinary fighter. He's going to be one of the greatest fighters, I believe, in the future. You know, I've been fighting for a long time, fought a lot of fights. And I just fought, you know, about 2 weeks ago, I fought a champion in Russia. I beat him, and they called a split decision. And I come back and fight him in 2 more weeks after that. And I've been hearing about him, you know, in the States. And in a way, I shouldn't have fought him, to tell you the truth, in a sense, because I've been hearing about this kid. He's a good fighter, and someone told me that it was a dangerous fight for me. And I see it now for myself, my own eye, that he is a dangerous fighter. He's real fast and quick, and I think nobody's going to beat him.
Thanks for your time, Arthur. And David, final word from yourself, David.
Yeah,
this, of course, has put you on a platform now, maybe earlier than many people have suggested you should be there.
I said after my last fight, I'm looking at getting myself world rank. People thought I was just talking, but now I'm proving to everyone now I'm not talk. I'm going to be the future of British boxing. I really believe that.
See you next time.
Just get behind me and I'll go all the way. Thanks a lot.
Well, it was Lloyd Hunnigan who said you don't get paid for a...